How do you grow a YouTube audience from the ground up? Welcome back to As It Relates to Podcasting. I'm Simona, and this is part 3 of a 4-part series with my special guest, Jamar Diggs. And in this episode, we're talking all about audience growth and engagement, understanding YouTube's algorithm and how to make it work for you, types of videos that you can create to engage your audience and help your audience grow, tips on how to use calls to action effectively in your videos, what to add to your show descriptions, the importance of community building and engaging with your viewers, and leveraging other social media platforms to drive traffic to your YouTube channel. So, without further ado, let's introduce Jamar. If you haven't listened to any of the past episodes of our series, Jamar Diggs is a YouTube marketing strategist for businesses who want to leverage YouTube to create a low lift marketing strategy so they can make marketing only 10% of their focus. He takes his corporate marketing experience from working in large marketing departments to help his clients create a content strategy and marketing system that will generate results for years. Please share this with another creator so we can continue to grow and impact the podcast community, impact the content creation community with the episodes that I know you need to hear to help make your content creation journey way easier. That said, let's get into our conversation today with Jamar. Thanks for being here. I'm so grateful for you. And let's get into it. Jamar, welcome back to As It Relates to Podcasting. Thank you for joining me for episode 3 of our 4-part series.
We are vibing, and this is so fun. Part 3 is going to be amazing.
It's going to be amazing. And so I'm grateful that everyone gets to hear your expertise today. So I want to recap just really quick for everyone in case you're just tuning in for the first time to our 4-part series. We talked about in our first episode understanding YouTube as a platform and overall in building a channel. The last episode we just did was all about content creation and optimizing your content. Today we're talking about channel growth and audience growth and engagement. So if we could start, you have a really cool framework that I know you teach, and I know you teach with your clients, creating 2 videos a month and having that be the way in which people create their content and continue to get like leads into their business and all that. And our last episode is going to be about how to leverage YouTube for your business, but I would love to hear about your strategies here.
Yes, so I have this little strategy. Well, it's not a little strategy. It's like
It's a big thing.
it's a big thing,
It's a big thing.
but I like to call it like a YouTube search funnel, like a YouTube funnel strategy, right? And so each video is meeting a viewer where they are, right?
Mm.
And it really does hit on their kind of thought process as they go through this journey of figuring out like if they should hire you or not. But the first one is I like to call like there's like these types of videos. And the first type of video is an anchor video. And so I like people to look at this whole thing as a funnel, an actual funnel where the top is really big, broad, and the further down you go, it's a little smaller, right? And so your anchor video is really the foundation of your video, of your channel. And these anchor videos are kind of like frequently asked questions, things that are going to always be asked in your niche, right? These are going to be the things that are quickly found in YouTube search, right? It's going to bring in people who are really problem aware. They're really looking for a solution to this challenge that they're having, right? They don't know you yet, but they are open to something at this moment in time, right? And in that video, you're able to like give them that quick win, right? And then the next video is a shifting perspectives video. And so this is going to be where you are really getting them in tune to your unique way of thinking, right? You are helping them shift their mindset to what they think is true to what you know is true, right? And so this looks like maybe like mythbusters, right? Mistakes that they're probably doing, like things that you wouldn't do in order to be successful, right? Like those kind of things, and you end up filling that in with not just like don't do this instead. It's more so wrapped into your methodology, right? So instead of you just being like don't do this, you say this is not as impactful as what you think it is because of X, Y, and Z, right?
Okay.
It's kind of it's a really nice call in perspective shift.
Yeah.
And then the next video is a combating objections video, right? We're going down into this funnel, right? We're on the third ring here. And so in this combating objections video, you are going to be hitting on some of the alternatives that people just don't that they consider actually versus working with you,
Love
right?
that.
What are those things? Like really just get those objections out, right? These aren't not pricing related, but they're like, what are those things that people do as band-aids that just prolong the time that it takes for them to work with you? Let's go ahead and hit those objections right up front. And while they're going through this journey, they're going to be able to already just kind of eliminate that thought on the spot, right? Without you having to hop on a sales call, without you having to chit chat with someone on the call, and then you get this objection and you're like, why the hell am I even talking to you? Right? And like that's one thing that I just cannot
Where did you
stand
come from? Like,
is hopping on a intro call or a sales call with someone who just wants to chat about possible. No, ain't no chatting. You know what I'm saying? Especially if it was some kind of like thing to where you're like, oh, I just don't know if this is going to be right for me. Then we should not be talking.
no, exactly. Exactly. Come qualified. Come qualified.
You are not
But
qualified
like,
enough.
I'm happy to like, I'm always happy to have like a chat with someone, so and so, whatever. But like in a discovery call, you're not going to get in a discovery call what you would need in a strategy call. Like they're different.
Yeah. No, yeah, no. That's the thing. Like a strategy call is what they would have needed. Like, right? Like
Yeah.
I have on the back end, I have these like hourly calls, right? For us to really work through if this is a really good idea for you to pursue or not.
Yeah.
You will not get that from a sales call. We're talking
No.
about if that's not what you're going to get. That call is to figure out which offer works best for you. You know what you're trying to buy, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is. Like we're just trying to figure out if we're a good fit for each other,
Yes.
not if you even want to do YouTube. That's so what do you mean? Right? That's not how we should be having our
Mm-hmm.
consult calls, right?
Yeah.
So that's the combating objections one. And
Good.
then going down a little bit deeper is our last type of video, which is our core values, our personal videos, client story type of videos, right? And so these can function almost like case studies or story time videos where you have either maybe you are interviewing clients or you are telling their stories
Mm.
on video or you are telling your own story, right? And the purpose of this video is to get people to really understand that is to really see themselves in the story and really see themselves through that entire transformation, right? We want to create these stories based upon certain common challenges that your ideal clients typically have, right? We want there to be like, think about what questions you normally get and
Yeah.
where they're like, ooh, like for me, it's like, oh, do you like, what about if you don't have a channel already? Like, can I really be successful with you? And it's like, okay, let me tell you about a story about this person that I helped who started their channel from
Yeah.
scratch. And in the year working with us, they were able to generate over 40,000 views on their channel by just posting 2 videos a month. Right? Great.
Exactly. And you're
Right?
like, oh, I
That's
see
amazing.
myself in that story. Like I see myself in the story.
And so that's really what those videos are supposed to do. Because when you think about it, when you go through this process, like think about you like maybe going to maybe a car dealership or something, or just buying anything, right? You're buying anything and you search for understanding, you search to be like, oh, how do I do this thing? And you get this video to say that tells you how to do this thing, and you're like, cool. And then the next video is like, oh, things that you should watch out for. Oh, let me look at that. Right? You think about that, right? Because you're still trying to understand. You're still trying to understand this person has solved your problem in the anchor video. And now
Mm-hmm.
you're willing to be because they've already positioned themselves as an expert, as maybe even a trusted source a little bit too, right? And now you're willing to listen to their perspective on
Mm-hmm.
something, right?
I love that.
And they do that, and you hear, and after you watch that video, you're probably like, this person's pretty smart, maybe they can solve my problem. Or what about that other thing? Maybe they could help me. I don't know. Or maybe I should just do this other thing, right? Our brain starts thinking about other ways to keep us safe and complacent, right? We
Mm-hmm.
want to be comfortable, right? And so we start thinking about other band-aids that are not hiring someone else,
Exactly.
right? We start thinking, well, can I just use AI for this?
Mm-hmm.
Can I just do this thing? What about this? Like I always get, I'm trying to debate whether I should do a YouTube channel or a podcast, right? Like that's like, like, so I don't want to talk to anyone that's kind of figuring out that, because then you're going to have this internal struggle, right?
Yeah.
Like be very clear in what you want to do and then leverage it however you want to leverage it, right?
Exactly. And I
Um,
also do think that both of those mediums can coexist together. I mean,
oh
like,
yeah.
but I will say, like, I'm creating this podcast to be a podcast, and I'm
Hmm.
taking the video and I'm putting it on YouTube with its own strategy, right?
Hmm.
But leveraging the exact same content. And also, I want the video for different clips. So for me, in my mind, I'm like, I'm going to come for a podcast first. And that
Yes,
podcast can still be a tool that helps you in your in your business journey to bring leads into your business, which we're going to talk about in our next episode. So it's kind of like it really just comes down to like the type of the medium in which you want to share your message.
I
Because
agree.
you can share both, like you could take all of your YouTube videos and you could put them on an RSS feed,
Yep.
but that's just not where you're focusing your intention and your energy and growing. One will
Hmm.
always take a little bit more precedent,
Yes.
maybe.
Yeah. That's just kind of what, yeah. So it's just like making that decision, like where do you want to focus your energy?
Yeah.
Right. And so that's really a thing that like that stumps people in the sales process whenever they work with me, right? Because they love YouTube, they love podcasting, they see the value in both, and they're like, shoot, which one should I do first? Or which one should I do?
Exactly.
Like, so it's like, it's just a natural thing, right? And
Yeah.
then it causes analysis like paralysis, right?
Yeah.
And so what are those things that just causes either them to walk away and try to do something else, or that causes this analysis paralysis in this process, right? Because that's what's happening. We want to cut through this so that they
Yep.
can say, you know what, I'm ready to just go ahead and like book a call or work with this person or go onto their email list and kind of hear more. And then that final video is to just add in more authority,
Mm.
saying that, hey, I can really help you. I know that you were probably thinking about these objections, right? Of like, that may have like that whole analysis paralysis, right? And so now you probably committed to being like, you know what? I think I'm gonna do it. And to help you not contract, to help you not kind of have a remorse, like a decision remorse.
Hmm.
I don't know. I'm going to give you some stories that show you people who have gone through the same process that you're about to go through, who are in similar situations that you have been in, so that you can feel really good about your decision to move forward with me.
Hmm. I love
And
that.
that's the whole process. And that's just 2 videos a month.
So in those videos, so can you combine some of those video types together? Because if you're only doing 2 videos a month, that's 5 different video types. Would you recommend like just doing them in those or like in that order? And then once all of them are kind of like out there, then you can pick and choose which ones you want to do next.
So what I normally do is we kind of end up seeding, we kind of end up spreading them out, right? So we
Mm,
kind of rinse and repeat this whole process, right? Because we could kick out all these videos, but the client's going to be so
burnt out.
burnt out.
Yeah.
And so what I like to do is start out with the anchor videos, right? We got to build the foundation of the channel. So I start doing a lot of anchor videos and shifting perspective videos. Right.
Okay.
So like the first 2 videos is definitely like an anchor video, or maybe like the first month is anchor videos, the house. You know what I'm saying? Second month is shifting perspective videos. Okay. The third month is a combating objections and a case study video.
Got it.
Right. And then you kind of just start
And then
the
you
cycle
just
back
the
over.
cycle. I love that. So in those videos that you're creating all these 5 different types of videos, what would you recommend for using calls to action properly in those videos?
Yes. So each video should have the exact same call to action, which is to get them onto email list. So I recommend something that is like a training, so some kind of resource that is connected to whatever you're selling, that's connected to your framework in some kind of way, right? Whether you give them the whole framework or not, we want to get them there so that they can already understand your unique way of working with people and your
Hmm.
solution, so that when they go onto your email list, they're staying, right? They're quality. It's not a checklist, right? It's not like something, well, I mean, nothing gets checklist, but it's something that gives them the idea of how you can help them, right? Because that way, after you nurture them in email sequences and stuff like that, they expect it. It makes sense, right? It makes sense of what the conversations will be like inside the email sequences. And so I recommend adding in like a soft call to action in the
Mm,
first half of the video, and then adding in a call to action at the end.
I like that. I love that. Okay. Love that a lot. And then what would you recommend adding into all of your descriptions of your videos? Like I know you can go into the settings in YouTube and you can template, that,
Mhm.
for example, like how many links should you be putting in there? Because of course you can have affiliate links, you can have lists to your freebies, you can have lists to your social media, like all of these different links. Is there like a number, or do you just think you should put them all?
I don't have a limit.
Okay.
I don't really go crazy, but like, I guess it's kind of like, what is the best experience, right? Like,
Right.
and this kind of just goes to, you don't want to distract the person from taking the action, right? And so what
Right.
I normally do is make my call to action be right underneath the hook, right? Like in the last episode, we talked about like those first two sentences,
Yeah.
it like those first two sentences being something important. And then right underneath there, I have a little call to action saying like free training or whatever that
Mm.
thing is. I put it right there so that it's almost like they
The
damn near the
first
first
thing.
thing they
Yeah.
see.
Yeah.
Right. And then I have my video description with the optimized other like tags in it and stuff. Right. And then I have a section that has related videos. So I always add other videos that could complement it as well. And so I add the title of that
Mm.
video and the link to it, as well as adding it to like the cards and stuff too. But I like to add it inside the video description.
Yeah.
And then I have links of how people can like get in contact with me, like how to work with me, right? Just so that they can have like an idea. If people really want to click through and like see, then they can. That can also be a place. I also have a place where like I have like my resources too. So like any type of like affiliate things I can add in there as well. So
Love-
I structure that
Cool.
like you can also just make a affiliates page on your website
Yeah.
and say like my favorite tools and link that web page up there. It just really depends. I don't have like a limit per se. It's just more so,
The way in which like they're organized.
hmm.
Yeah. I
Yep.
love that. I love that. Okay. And then my last question for you in the topic of this video, in terms of audience growth and engagement, of course, we want to leverage other social media platforms. And of course, we want to make sure that we're driving traffic to YouTube. Paired with social media, how important is it to engage with the people that actually comment on your videos and take the time? Like, is that like, does it make a difference to YouTube? Does it make a difference to the algorithm?
Yes, it does. So this sends these social signals.
Not me asking this question with having like 15 unanswered comments on my Happiness Happens channel, but okay.
Oh no. Oh no, no. So YouTube is still a version of social media, right? Like yes, it's a search engine, but there's a social component of it, and that is the community page that we have
Mhm.
access to, and also the comment section here. And so responding to those comments, just like with Instagram, it builds engagement and it sends social signals to YouTube saying, oh, this video is getting engagement. People are enjoying this video. I should
Mhm.
probably serve it to new people as well. Right. And so you want to keep that like, so, like, there's so many other audience engagement things like the audience retention, how much people watch of the video, if they're commenting, all of these little social signals play a role. And so you commenting kind of just adds to that.
I love that. I love that. Okay, well, this was so jam-packed with so much value in this episode. Is there anything else, Jamar, that you think needs to be covered when it comes to this audience growth and engagement piece?
I would say that the first 24 hours of publishing a video is the most important. So
Okay.
you're going to want to like use your other audiences, use your other platforms to send traffic to that video, because that's another social signal that, like the faster that we can kind of get people to watch this video and comment and do all these things, the faster that YouTube is able to say, oh, this video is amazing, right? And you have a like a better chance of being served to more people quicker that way, right? So
I love
using your
that.
built-in audience to create this social lift for you is also going to be really important. So don't be afraid to share your YouTube channel, your YouTube video when it gets published to all of your other platforms in your email list.
Love that. And can you plug your membership for me again one more time, please?
Oh yeah, it's the Low Lift Club, jamardiggs.com/community. It's a great place to start or grow your channel for business. And we have monthly strategy calls and monthly YouTube planning sessions. And you get access to all of my courses and templates in there, as well as access to any type of workshops that I do. It's amazing in there. You have literally everything that you would ever need to build a successful channel on YouTube for business.
I love that. Amazing. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode today. Thank you for joining us for this conversation today. If you love what you heard, please reach out. Let us know what you loved. Tag us on social media and leave a rating and a review of this episode. Be sure to check out all of Jamar's links in the notes below. And again, please reach out. I love to hear from you and I love to know what resonated with you on this episode. And if you feel like it, share it with another creator that needs to know or needs to hear how to leverage YouTube for their podcast. I'll see you on the next one.